Very good morning, students. In the previous session, we have seen the zinc carbon battery, that is a Leclanche cell, and another one was a lead acid battery. It is also called as a acid storage battery. And today I'm going to explain you the remaining two batteries. One is secondary lithium battery, that is also called as a lithium ion battery. And another one is the fuel cell. In fuel cell, we have only methanol oxygen fuel cell. But today I'm going to explain you the another example of fuel cell, that is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell and also methanol oxygen fuel cell. So first let us see what is mean by the secondary lithium battery or the lithium ion battery. But before going to see the lithium ion battery, just let us recall the definition of battery. What is mean by the battery? Battery is a electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy to electrical energy. I said that battery is a device which can store the chemical energy. This chemical energy is converts to electrical energy while using. So in the usage process, the chemical energy will be converts to the electrical energy. Whereas in the secondary batteries, that means in the rechargeable batteries, by applying direct current, electrical energy converts to chemical energy, like our mobile phone. Yes. So here lithium ion battery is one of the secondary battery. It is also called as a rechargeable lithium battery. And battery is nothing but two or more electrochemical cells electrically interconnected. Yes. Various number of electrochemical cells are interconnecting with each other electrically, and each of which contains two electrodes and an electrolyte. Yes, every electrochemical cell is containing anode, cathode, and electrolyte. Anode, cathode, and electrolyte. The redox reactions that occur at these electrodes convert electrochemical energy into electrical energy. So whatever the reactions are taking place at anode and cathode, those are responsible for the conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy. In everyday usage, battery is also used to refer to a single cell. Yes, here battery is one of the single cell. Generally, we are using the solid state batteries because to prevent the leakage and to avoid any leakage, we are preferring to use the solid state batteries. Because in solid state batteries, the electrolyte is in the solid state. Whereas in the another batteries, electrolyte is in the liquid state. So if the electrolyte is in the liquid state, what is happening here? Maybe it will leads to explosion, or maybe it leads to leakage. To avoid that, we are preferring to use the solid state batteries. The solid state batteries are the batteries in which the electrolyte is in the solid state, which is responsible for the conduction of ions from one electrode to the another electrode. So here, these batteries are very, very responsible for the conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy and also for the conduction. In 1800, Alessandro Volta invented the first modern battery. So first modern battery has invented by the Alessandro Volta in 1800. Let us see the types of batteries. Yesterday I explained the types of batteries, so I will not explain much. How many types of batteries we have? We have two types of batteries, not two types of batteries, three types of batteries. One is primary, secondary, and the fuel cell. What is primary battery? Primary battery is nothing but non-rechargeable battery. In this, the cell reaction is one direction. That means cell can be used only in one way and it cannot be recharged. Whereas the secondary battery means which can be recharged again and again. We can use many lifespan of the secondary battery is more than the primary battery because we can recharge the secondary battery. That is about the primary battery and the secondary battery. Now let us see about the lithium battery. A lithium battery is two types. It is the example of primary battery and also secondary battery. The primary battery is called the primary lithium battery. Secondary lithium battery is called as a lithium ion battery. Lithium is the highest of metals and it can float on water. It is the lightest metal. It is very, very lightest metal, so it can be float on the water. The electrochemical properties of lithium are excellent and it is also a highly reactive metal. Yes, it is one of the highly reactive material. That means it is its reactivity is very, very high, and its properties, its electrochemical properties are also very, very excellent. These properties gives lithium the potential to achieve very high energy and power densities in high density batteries, such as automotives and standby power. Yes, because of these advantages, because of these properties, these are using in the automotives. That means in the automobiles and even in the mobile phones, we are using the lithium ion batteries. Lithium batteries are primary batteries in which lithium metal or lithium compound acts as the anode. Always just blindly remember that whether it is primary lithium battery or secondary lithium battery, in both the cases, lithium will be acting as anode only, because lithium is the topmost metal in the electrochemical series. It is only the topmost metal in electrochemical series. I explained you in the previous classes about the electrochemical series. In electrochemical series, whatever the metal is in the top position, that will be acting as an anode. But above lithium, there are no metals. The lithium is the first metal. So all the metals are below the lithium only. There are no metals above the lithium. So always lithium will be acting as an anode. Lithium or lithium containing compounds are acting as an anode. A lithium cell can produce the voltage from 1.5 voltage to 3 voltage based on the types of materials used. That means that is depends on the cathode, depends on the electrolyte, the power supply. The voltage will be different. So it can release around 1.5 voltage to 3 voltage of the power. Types of lithium based batteries. These are two types of lithium based batteries. Those are called the lithium batteries and the lithium ion batteries. I said now, lithium batteries are nothing but the primary lithium batteries. Lithium ion batteries are nothing but the secondary lithium batteries. In lithium batteries, a pure lithium metallic element is used as the anode. These type of batteries are not rechargeable. So lithium battery is one of the primary lithium battery which cannot be recharged. In this, lithium is acting as an anode. In lithium ion batteries, lithium compounds are used as the anode. We are not using direct lithium in the lithium ion battery. Instead of using direct lithium, we are using lithium containing compounds. Those lithium containing compounds are acting as the anode in the lithium ion battery. So these batteries are known as the rechargeable batteries. Which batteries? Lithium ion batteries are also called as the rechargeable lithium batteries. So therefore, lithium ion batteries are considered as the best than pure lithium based batteries, because the pure lithium batteries are the primary batteries which cannot be recharged. But whereas the lithium ion batteries can be recharged. So lithium ion batteries are superior than the lithium batteries. So now let us see our topic, that is the lithium ion battery. Lithium ion batteries are the secondary batteries. You know what is mean by the secondary battery? Secondary battery is nothing but the rechargeable battery. The battery consists of a anode of lithium dissolved as ions into a carbon. So here, what is the anode in the lithium ion battery? The anode is lithium dissolved as ions into a carbon. Here, lithium is dissolved in the carbon. That combination is acting as a anode here. Now, the cathode material is made from lithium liberating compounds. What is the cathode here? Cathode will be the compound which can be liberate the lithium. That means which can be releasing the lithium. Yes, whatever the compounds can release the lithium, such compounds are acting as a cathode here. Typically, the 3 electroactive oxide materials are there. These 3 active oxide materials can act as a cathode here. Those 3 are lithium cobalt oxide, lithium manganese dioxide, and the lithium nickel oxide. Here, these 3 are very, very active, and these 3 can release the lithium. This can be liberating lithium. So these are acting as a cathode in the lithium ion battery. Lithium ion batteries are common in home electronics. They are one of the most popular type of rechargeable batteries for portable electronics with a high energy density, tiny memory effect, and low self-discharge. Here, because of these applications, these advantages, these are especially using in the home appliances. In home electronics, we are using the lithium ion battery. So now let us see the principle of working. During the charge and discharging process, lithium ions are inserted or extracted from interstitial space between atomic layers with the active materials of the battery. Before going to explain this point, we know how the electricity is producing in normal electrochemical cells. How the electricity is producing? Due to transfer of electrons from anode to cathode. Yes, because of the migration of electrons from one electrode to another electrode. So in every cell, whether it is electrolytic cell or electrochemical cell, the electricity or electrons are transferred from one electrode to another electrode. But in lithium ion battery, in addition to electrons transfer, lithium ions also migrating from one electrode to another electrode, which is very, very responsible for generating electricity. Yes, in this, not only electrons, even lithium ions also migrating from one electrode to another electrode. So this is called as the lithium ion battery. Why are we calling secondary lithium battery as a lithium ion battery? Because of the migration of lithium ions from one electrode to another electrode. Simply, so again, just let us see this point. During the charge, that means recharging. During recharging and discharging process, lithium ions are inserted or extracted. That means lithium ions are gaining or losing. Inserting means gaining. Extracted is nothing but losing from interspecial space between atomic layers with the active materials of the battery. That means within the battery, the electrons are losing and lithium ions are losing and lithium ions are gaining. So simply the lithium ion is transfer between anode and cathode through the lithium electrolyte. Yes, what is transferring here? Lithium ions are transferred between anode and cathode through the lithium electrolyte. So since neither the anode nor the cathode materials essentially change, the operation is safer than the lithium metal battery. So if you see the diagram, maybe you can understand this. This is the diagram. So see here, this is the positive electrode and this is the negative electrode. What is a positive electrode? Lithium cobalt oxide. Positive electrode is nothing but the cathode. Negative electrode is nothing but the anode. What is the anode here? Lithium which is dissolving in the carbon, that is acting as the anode. And positive electrode, that means cathode is maybe lithium manganese oxide or lithium nickel oxide or lithium cobalt oxide. So here we are taking lithium cobalt oxide. So it is cathode, it is anode. Here cathode and anode are separating with the help of separator. And see here, the lithium ions are migrating here. In the charging process, what is happening? Lithium ions are migrating from cathode to anode. But in the discharging process, lithium ions are transferred from here to here. That means from anode to cathode. Yes. So this is the migration of lithium ions from one electrode to another electrode. This is the diagram. See here, we are having the layers of the structure. Layers of anode and layers of cathode. These two electrodes are separating with the help of separator. Now these two electrodes are connecting with the help of battery. Yes, So this is the diagram of the lithium ion battery. So construction of lithium ion battery, just I will explain how we are constructing the lithium ion battery. Lithium ion cell has a 4-layer structure. How many layers are there? It is having the 4-layer structure. A positive electrode is made with lithium cobalt oxide, has a current collector made of the aluminum foil. So here, this is made of the aluminum foil and which is coated with the lithium cobalt oxide. It is acting as a cathode. A negative electrode made with special carbon has a current collector of thin copper foil. It is having the copper foil and which is having the lithium containing carbon. That means lithium which is dissolving in the carbon. It is acting as a anode. And a separator is fine porous polymer film. So we are having the separator. This separator is one of the polymer film. And an electrolyte made with lithium salt in an organic solvent. How we are preparing the electrolyte? Electrolyte is preparing by dissolving lithium salt in the organic solvent. So these are the things we are having: cathode, anode, separator, electrolyte. How the cathode is making? How the cathode is making now? Cathode is making by using lithium cobalt oxide, which is coated on the aluminum foil. And whereas anode is made of the lithium dissolving in carbon, which is coated on the copper foil. So cathode is made of aluminum foil, anode is made of the copper foil. And here separator is the polymer film, which is non-conductor. And electrolyte is lithium salt is dissolving in the organic solvent. So here the electrolytes are selected in such a way that there should be an effective transport of lithium ion to the cathode during discharging process. So how we have to choose the electrolyte here? In order to increase the migration capacity of the lithium ions from one electrode to another electrode. So like that we are choosing the electrolyte here. So the type of conductivity of electrolyte is ionic in nature rather than electronic. So in the previous cells, we have seen only transfer of electron, that is electronic. But here, this conductivity is due to ionic rather than the electronic. That means here, lithium ions are migrating. So it is ionic, not electronic. Now, working of lithium ion batteries. The traditional batteries are based on galvanic action, but lithium ion secondary battery depends on an intercalation mechanism. It is not based on the galvanic cell mechanism because remaining all the cells, all the batteries are working on the galvanic cell, but it is based on the intercalation mechanism. This involves the insertion of lithium ions into the crystalline lattice of the host electrode without changing its crystal structure. Yes, without changing the crystal structure, lithium ions are inserting and extracting. These electrodes have two key properties. One is the open crystal structure, which allow the insertion or extraction of lithium ions. And the second is the ability to accept the compensating electron at the same time. I said now, in addition to electrons, there is a migration of lithium ions. Not only migration of lithium ions, in addition to lithium ions migration, there is a migration of electrons also. So here, there are two things are there. The first thing is there is a capacity of inserting and extracting of the lithium ions without changing its crystal structure. And the second thing is, it is having both transfers, that is electrons transfer and also lithium ions transfer. And the chemical reaction that takes place inside the battery is as follows. This is a chemical reaction: lithium cobalt oxide plus C6 giving rise to lithium 1-X COC2 O2 plus LiX-C6. So see here, in the backward reaction, generally we will see first discharging, afterwards only recharging. So where is the discharging? The reversible reaction is the discharging. The backward reaction is the discharging. So what are the reactants here? Li1 minus X COO2, LiX C6. But we know that lithium containing carbon is acting as anode and it is acting as a cathode. What is happening here? The lithium ions are migrating from here to here. Lithium X number of lithium ions are moving from here to here. So when X number of lithiums are moving from here to here, we will get plus X because X number of lithium are adding here. So X will get cancelled with each other. LiCOO2 will get, and we will get C6 because these LiX are transferred here. And the opposite reaction is in the recharging process. So this is about the working of lithium ion batteries. So this is the transfer of lithium ions from one electrode to another electrode. And the lithium ion is inserted and exerted into the lattice structure of anode and cathode during recharging and the discharging process. So during discharging, current flows through external circuit and light glows. But during recharging, the electrons flows in the opposite direction. So electrons will be transferred in the opposite direction in the recharging process. So this is the crystal structure, but no need of this. So up to this, we are having in the lithium ion batteries. So now let us see the another one. The second type of battery, the last type of battery, that is a fuel cell. We know about the primary battery. What is primary battery? Primary battery is a non-rechargeable battery. In this, cell reaction is one direction. That means here, chemical energy converts to electrical energy. And after complete conversion of electrical energy, we can't use such type of batteries because batteries becomes dead. But fuel cells are also similar to the primary batteries. What is happening in primary batteries? Chemical energy converts to electrical energy. Same in the fuel cells also. Chemical energy converts to electrical energy only by supplying oxygen. That means if we supply the oxygen, then only chemical energy converts to electrical energy. That means by supplying oxidant, chemical energy converts to electrical energy in the fuel cells. So a fuel cell is an electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy contained readily available fuel oxidant system into electrical energy. So here how the chemical energy converts to electrical energy in the presence of the oxidant. The basic principle of the fuel cell is same as that of electrochemical cell. It is similar to that of electrochemical cell. The only difference is that fuel and oxidant are stored outside the cell. Fuel and oxidant, these two are stored outside. And these are supplied to the battery continuously through the inside. So fuel and oxidant are supplied continuously and separately to the electrodes at which they undergo redox reaction. So what we are doing here, through the anode, we are supplying fuel. Through the cathode, we are supplying the oxidant, or else reverse. So through the electrodes, we are supplying fuel and oxidant from outside of the batteries. And due to this, the redox reactions are taking place. Due to this redox reaction, electricity is producing in the fuel cell. And fuel cells are capable of supplying current as long as reactants are replenished. So if we continuously supplying the oxygen, continuously electricity can generate. So when we stop supplying the oxygen, then electricity production also stopping in the fuel cell. So this is the basic reaction of the fuel cell. Fuel plus oxidant is giving rise to oxidation products and the electricity. So in addition to electricity generation, also oxidation products are releasing here. So there are two best examples of the fuel cell. One is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell and another one is the propane oxygen fuel cell. And the last one, methanol oxygen fuel cell. So we have three types, but these are the examples of fuel cell, but in our syllabus, we have only one fuel cell, that is methanol oxygen fuel cell. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is not part of our syllabus. But just I will give the explanation for 2 minutes about hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. See here, what is the hydrogen here? Hydrogen is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant. I said now that fuel and oxidant, these two are outside to the battery. And fuel and oxidant, these are supplying inside of the batteries continuously through the anode and the cathode. Hydrogen is passing to the anode, oxygen is passing to the cathode. So hydrogen undergo oxidation, oxygen is undergo reduction in hydrogen oxygen fuels. Especially these are using in the space and in the military. So I'm not explaining much about hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. But we have many applications of hydrogen oxygen fuel cells instead of the methanol oxygen fuel cell, because methanol oxygen fuel cell are having many drawbacks, but whereas hydrogen oxygen fuel cells are not having more drawbacks. So this is about methanol oxygen fuel cell. This is the diagram of methanol oxygen fuel cell. Same like hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. In methanol oxygen fuel cell also, methanol is acting as a fuel and oxygen is acting as the oxidant. Methanol is passing to the anode, oxygen is passing to the cathode from outside to the inside. So methanol is passing to the anode, oxygen is passing to the cathode. But what reactions are taking place at anode and the cathode? At anode oxidation, at cathode reduction reactions are taking place. So here methanol will be undergo oxidation, oxygen is undergo reduction in the methanol oxygen fuel cell. So now let us see the diagram. This is the diagram of methanol oxygen fuel cell. If you want, I will increase the size of the methanol oxygen fuel cell. See here, these are the two rods which are located inside of the batteries. And here methanol and oxygen, these two are outside of the battery. And methanol is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant. Methanol is supplying to the anode, oxygen is supplying to the cathode. The first electrode is anode, the second electrode is a cathode. And these two are the outlets to send the products outside. In between that, we are placing the electrolyte. Here electrolyte is a potassium hydroxide. And now the two electrodes, that is anode and cathode, are connecting to the electrical current. That means battery. So in methanol oxygen fuel cell, methanol is used as the fuel and oxygen or air is acting as the oxidant. So the anode consists of how the anode is making and how the cathode is making here. Anode is consist of porous nickel sheet on which platinum or palladium catalyst is deposited. So how the anode is making? Initially anode is one of the porous nickel sheet. Anode is a nickel sheet. This nickel sheet is coated with platinum or palladium. And the cathode is consist of the silver coated porous nickel sheet. This is also porous nickel sheet, but which is coated with the silver. The first rod, the first nickel sheet is coated with platinum or palladium. The second sheet, the second nickel sheet is coated with the silver. And here these are dipping in the potassium hydroxide electrolyte. So now let us see the reactions at anode and the cathode, which is supplying to the anode, methanol, which is supplying to the cathode, oxygen. So here methanol is undergo oxidation, oxygen is undergo reduction. So here methanol is undergo oxidation in the presence of electrolyte. What is the electrolyte here? Potassium hydroxide. KOH is the electrolyte. So this methanol is undergo oxidation reaction in the presence of 6 moles of electrolyte. Whatever the 6 negative charges are there, these 6 negative charges are eliminating in the form of 6 number of electrons. Remaining carbon, oxygen, hydrogens are converted as a carbon dioxide and the water molecule. Now these 6 electrons are transferred to the cathode. Which is cathode here? Oxygen is a cathode because oxygen is supplied to the cathode. So this oxygen is gaining 6 number of electrons in the presence of water molecule to produce 6 moles of hydroxyl ions, OH minus ions. Now let us add these two reactions to get overall cell reaction. By adding these two reactions, 6 OH minus gets cancelled. 6 electrons gets cancelled. 3 water molecule gets cancelled. Remaining 2 water molecules will be left. So now let us add the reactant CH3OH plus 3 by 2 O2, giving rise to CO2 plus 2H2O. Sorry, 2H2O. Yes. So this is the overall cell reaction in the methanol oxygen fuel cell. But I said now, methanol oxygen fuel cells are having some drawbacks, but whereas hydrogen oxygen fuel cells are not having the drawbacks. Let us see what are the drawbacks. The use of alkali. What is the alkali here? Alkali is nothing but the base. We are using base electrolyte. What is electrolyte here? KOH. Potassium hydroxide is one of the base. This electrolytes leads many problems. The carbon dioxide, here carbon dioxide is releasing, carbon dioxide produced is absorbed by the electrolyte and the electrolyte is gradually converted into carbonates. So initially whatever the carbon dioxide is released here, that carbon dioxide is immediately reacting with electrolyte. That means KOH. So when CO2 is reacting with KOH, it is converts to carbonate. And this decreases. This carbonate is decreasing the cell efficiency because of increasing concentration polarization and decreasing conductivity of electrolyte. Yes, this carbonate is decreasing the efficiency. Why it is decreasing efficiency? Because of increasing concentration polarization and decreasing conductivity. So therefore, acid electrolytes are better option. Compared to the base electrolytes, alkali electrolytes, acid electrolytes better option in the methanol oxygen fuel cell. And different types of electrodes have been developed for methanol fuel cells. The anode reaction generally includes the formation of intermediates like formaldehyde, formic acid, etc. So in almost all the batteries, so whatever the electrodes we are using in this, in all the cases, we are getting the byproducts, those are formaldehyde and the formic acid. So now let us see the applications of methanol oxygen fuel cell. The use of fuel cells into 3 broad areas, especially portable power generation, stationary power generation, and power for transportation. And we also include a category for fuel and infrastructure relating to the production, distribution, storage, and dispensing of fuel for fuel cells. So these are the major applications of methanol oxygen fuel cell. So these are the general applications of the mini batteries. So in emergency power, what we are using in emergency power? Lithium cells, water activated batteries. In standby power, we are using lead acid battery. In medical implants, in long life. So if you want long life for the battery, low self discharge, high reliability, we are using the lithium primary button and the special cells. In cordless equipments, we are using the nickel cadmium battery and the lithium ion batteries. Especially in cordless phones, we are using this. In hearing aids, watches, calculators, memory backup, wireless, in this, we are using the zinc air or the silver or button or the coin cells. So which we are using in normal calculators, you can see the round shaped batteries. Those are called the button batteries or button or coin cells. So those are the general applications. So let us see the last topic in today's session. This is the last topic in Unit 1, the differences between primary, secondary, and the fuel cells. This is very, very, very important for the 2 marks question. We know what is primary, secondary, and the fuel cell. Just let us recall. Primary battery, it acts as a galvanic or voltaic cell because in this cell reaction is one direction. Chemical can convert to electrical. It is called the galvanic cell. So it is acting as a galvanic cell that is produces electricity. But it acts as a both galvanic and the electrolytic cell. It is acting as a galvanic cell in the discharging process, and it is acting as an electrolytic cell in the recharging process. So it is acting as a both electrochemical cell and the electrolytic cell. So whereas in fuel cell, it is also similar to the primary batteries, I explained now, but in the presence of the oxidant, it is a simple galvanic or the voltaic cell that is produces electricity only in the presence of oxygen. And here cell reaction is not reversible. Your cell reaction is a one direction. There is no electricity, electrical energy converts to the chemical energy. So here cell reaction is a one direction. But here cell reaction is a reversible. That means products can converts to reactants, reactants can converts to product. And here also cell reaction is a one direction and cannot be recharged. Can we recharge the primary batteries? No, we can't recharge the batteries, but it can be recharged. Whereas the fuel cells, energy can be withdrawn. Can be used as long as the active materials are present. So whenever the active materials are present in the battery, it will be worked. But when those active materials are completely dead, we can't use the primary batteries. It can be used again and again by recharging. And reactant should be replenished continuously. So here examples of primary battery, Leclanche other dry cell. Secondary battery examples, lead storage battery, nickel cadmium battery, and the lithium ion battery. Whereas the fuel cell examples, hydrogen oxygen fuel cells and the methanol oxygen fuel cell. So general applications of the primary batteries are in pacemakers, watches, transistors, and the radios. Secondary batteries, especially in the electronic equipments and the automobiles. Whereas the fuel cells, especially using in the space vehicles due to its lightweight. Yes, so these are the general applications of the fuel cells and primary and the secondary battery. So with this, I have completed the first unit, electrochemistry and the batteries. So just you go through the previous topics, previous videos and make running notes. Yes, thank you so much.